Hello, I'm Natasha Hussein, and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Celebrities who stay silent over Israel's war on Gaza are being targeted online, and they're getting hit where it hurts most, their wallets. The hashtag Blockout 2024 movement is gaining traction, and it's disrupting celebrities' reach and revenue. Also called the digital guillotine, the campaign is beginning to show signs it could be working. What started after the Met Gala has now seen the likes of Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Kylie Jenner, Miley Cyrus, and Selena Gomez being blocked en masse. Social media users are calling out celebs and businesses for their silence and for being out of touch about wealth and social inequality. But long before this campaign, one 71-year-old anti-war activist was making her voice heard. Now, she's one of the loudest voices calling for Israel's aggression in Gaza to stop.
This is the same chick she were just a month ago.
Medea Benjamin spoke to TRT World about the roots of her activism and why speaking out is so important.
We have an obligation as American citizens, because our government is supplying all of the weapons that Israel is using, and we have an obligation as Jewish Americans to show this is not being done in our name.
I wish they will rape you alive. They will film you. Why don't you get kidnapped?
I'm a Jewish American, and while I was brought up by my parents to be very, very pro-Israel, they sent me when I was just 16 years old to go live on a kibbutz. I enjoyed the life of the kibbutz, but I also realized that there was tremendous racism against the Arab population. This is how they treat peacemakers.
This is Officer Whitman. She's doing
in the public when you speak out for stopping a genocide. It's a society that now is in favor of ethnic cleansing. It's a society that has been okay with the oppression of Palestinians in the West Bank, not just Gaza.
Here comes the war criminal. He killed people in Iraq. Close Guantanamo today.
Why don't you let me address it, man?
I love the rule of law. The drones are making us less safe. President Biden, you need to call for a ceasefire in Gaza.
Use us. We can't use this day without calling for the freedom of Julian Assange.
Shut up. Knock it off.
Do you think Israel should go?
I think Israel should go in there and kick the out of it.
EU regulators have opened a major investigation into Meta over child safety risks. The probe aims to determine if Meta's platforms, Facebook and Instagram, breach the bloc's strict Digital Safety Act. If it's found to be in breach of the act, Meta could be fined up to 6% of its global revenue. Wow. Thierry Breton, the EU Commissioner for Internal Markets, said on X that the bloc isn't convinced Meta has done enough to comply with its laws to protect children. Regulators are now investigating the site's addictive impact on kids, the effectiveness of age verification tools, and what sort of privacy is afforded to minors. To another platform now, Reddit. A new partnership between the platform and OpenAI is integrating the front page of the internet into ChatGPT. OpenAI will train its models on what users are discussing in real time on the platform. Meanwhile, Redditors and mods will get to use some AI-powered features in return. The announcement on Thursday led to an 11% surge in Reddit's shares, a big plus to a company desperately looking to diversify its income for the past couple of years. Reddit announced a similar partnership with Google's AI model Gemini back in February. Net neutrality rules are returning to the U.S. The Federal Communications Commission has restored the Obama-era internet policy, but do netizens really want more government involvement on the internet? Well, sometimes they start grassroots movements actually calling for regulation, as was the case back in 2015. Sari reports.
In 2014, the Battle for the Net initiative organized Internet Slowdown Day, where websites like Netflix, Twitter, Reddit, Tumblr, and many more displayed loading icons to show what the internet would look like without net neutrality. The protest even got prominent names like Mark Zuckerberg to call people to action. But if you have missed the online demonstrations and didn't exactly understand what the fuss was about, we're here to break it down. You connect to the internet through an internet service provider, or an ISP. And without net neutrality, these ISP companies can choose to alter your online experience in line with their interests. They could slow down a streaming service so you choose other ones, or paywall access to faster video streaming altogether. And it's not just streaming. Any website, like social media platforms, could be blocked or limited. Let's say your ISP company has an affiliated shopping platform. They could prioritize access to that site over any other. Net neutrality aims to prevent such cases. Neutrality rules classify the internet as a public utility, like a water or electricity company. The consumers are the priority, so no company gets an unfair advantage or control what you do on the internet.
It became clear that no matter who you are or where you live, you need broadband to have a fair shot at digital age success. It went from nice to have to need to have for everyone, everywhere. Broadband is now an essential service. Essential services, the ones we count on in every aspect of modern life, have some basic oversight.
Globally, the state of net neutrality varies widely. Countries like India, Canada, and now the US have robust net neutrality laws ensuring fair access. In the European Union, net neutrality is protected, though implementation and compliance can be inconsistent. In contrast, nations like Russia and China have minimal or no net neutrality regulations, allowing significant control over internet access by service providers.
Forget the traditional college, degree, white-collar job route. Gen Z is flipping the script again. Today, many high school graduates are bypassing college altogether. Data shows college enrollment peaked in 2010 and has been dropping ever since. Now, Gen Z is hunting for jobs that are less dull and don't involve endless screen time. Enter the blue-collar boom.
One mega trend we're already seeing start is the shift towards blue-collar jobs becoming more interesting and high-paying than they maybe were in the past. And I think that's only going to accelerate with the retirement of a lot of the boomers that have been in those blue-collar industries. There's going to be a lot of opportunities and probably a lot more social acceptance of blue-collar trades as jobs, and as more people potentially look at those as high-income opportunities that maybe will have higher status in the future than they used to.
Yep, you heard it correctly. Jobs that involve manual labor, skilled trades, or the handling and moving of goods are back in the spotlight, all thanks to companies like Walmart and UPS offering six-figure salaries and great benefits. Meanwhile, in the white-collar world, layoffs are common. Remote work can be a dead-end job, and AI is lurking. Let's not forget that many millennials and younger workers are also grappling with mounting student loan debt.
With all the tech layoff announcements, with the recession, with the rise of AI, are we going to see a rise in popularity, a new trend towards blue-collar, manual labor, skill-based jobs? I think we're all starting to see that all those cush tech jobs, maybe aren't as cozy and secure as we thought they were. As AI rises in popularity, for better or for worse, we are already hearing about jobs that could become obsolete. That could be social media, computer programmers, graphic designers, copywriters. And while I don't think any career will disappear completely, there probably is some truth that there are going to be limited options, or at least more limited options in certain fields than there are right now.
The blue-collar shift actually started around 2018 to 2019 when day in the life videos on TikTok went viral, offering a glimpse into the lives of blue-collar workers. Then the pandemic hit, drastically changing how we view work. White-collar workers saw job security vanish while blue-collar workers were deemed essential. Though more than half of blue-collar workers still feel looked down upon, about 60% now believe their jobs are more respected than a decade ago. Blue-collar work has its challenges: bad bosses, tough co-workers, and profit-driven shareholders. But its appeal lies in its necessity, difficulty to replace, and often union-backed positions. The trend is clear: blue-collar jobs are surging ahead of white-collar ones. However, a bachelor's degree is still often required for many high-paying, benefit-rich roles. And our next story: if you're not into American football, Harrison Butker might not ring a bell, but the Kansas City Chiefs kicker has been making headlines over a controversial speech.
Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
The furor started after Butker's Saturday commencement speech to graduates at Benedictine College, a small Catholic school in Kansas. Butker criticized diversity and equity initiatives and sparked outrage by suggesting women find more fulfillment through marriage and motherhood than any academic or professional goals, right after quoting a Taylor Swift song. Conservative voices praised Butker's speech as 100% correct and reflective of his deep Catholic faith. But his reference to Swift, a childless, unmarried superstar and feminist icon, drew additional backlash. Many women have voiced their displeasure, flooding Butker's social media with criticism. The controversy could pose a PR problem for the NFL and the Chiefs, who have both seen increased support from female fans recently. In response, the NFL issued a statement saying Butker's comments don't reflect the league's views. And now to a portrait fit for a king. Britain's King Charles III has unveiled his first official portrait since ascending the throne, and netizens are seeing red literally and figuratively. The painting by acclaimed artist Jonathan Yeo shows the king in his Welsh Guards uniform. The butterfly above his shoulder symbolizes Charles's transition from prince to king. His wife Camilla gave the portrait her stamp of approval, saying it captured him well. But netizens are divided on the color palette and what it's meant to symbolize.
No, sorry, but this is awful. As someone else commented, it really does look like he is in the fiery furnace.
I'm sorry, but his portrait looks like he is in hell.
I don't get a good feeling from viewing this portrait at all. Apologies to the artist, but it's not pleasant to look at.
This painting is absolutely spectacular and so sophisticated and strong. Congratulations to the artists.
I like it, but unfortunately it didn't land for many people, and they're seeing bloodbath and hell instead. I think maybe the artist should have painted a more clear uniform like he did with the face and hands without the red effect on it, or maybe use blues and greens instead of red.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.